Hi everybody, and thanks for joining me. We're going to do a little walkabout today. We're going to start down at Richardson Beach in Kingston, Ontario. We're going to head over to Gord Downie Pier, which means we're going to traverse two of Kingston's downtown waterfront parks, which are adjacent to one another, and they're just gorgeous. It is August 18th, 2025, and the temperature is about 21 beautiful degrees out here. It really couldn't be much better. So let's go have a look at what's up here. So this beach area that we're starting at is, as I say, called Richardson Beach. It is sort of an iconic swimming spot in Kingston, Ontario. We're very close to downtown. We're presently about a 15-minute walk from City Hall, which is effectively the center of Kingston's old town. This beach and the adjacent park and the buildings involved here, everything's at least 100 years old. There's some stuff that's even older than that, and we'll get there in a moment. See, there are windmills of Wolf Island in the background there. What you see here is the Richardson Beach Bathhouse. This bad boy was constructed in 1919. Sat derelict for quite a few years till 2016, when an effort to improve it was undertaken. They did a pretty good job of it, in my opinion. I'd say if there's one thing they missed, is that when I was a kid, this place used to have a canteen where you could buy popsicles. And they omitted that, so maybe a missed opportunity there, nonetheless. The indoor renovation of this building has been a vast improvement. Bathrooms are as you'd expect, but what really is eye-catching here is this mosaic work that they've included in the upper story, which is not accessible to us. However, it's very, very pretty and complemented by this relatively nice floor. Kingston's renowned for its water-wind sport potential, I guess you'd say. We get a lot of wind and we have some beautiful water, so put those two together and you have a sailor's paradise. This has a lot to do with why we have had Olympic events hosted here in the past. Over there in the distance, what you see is the Gascon Lion. It's erected in 1909 and is kind of a touchstone for Kingston. As you can see right now, it looks like a couple of tourists taking advantage of what is a genuine tradition here in town. Get your picture taken on the Gascon Lion as a child. I'm not going to crowd them right now. We'll go back and take a look at that in a minute. the Newlands Pavilion here, erected in 1896. Been used since that time for concerts of all stripes. I've been to a wedding that took place here. It's pretty remarkable, the whole place. A lot to see there. So what we have before us here is the Murney Tower, one of 4 Martello towers in Kingston, Ontario. This one has operated since, I believe, 1925 as a museum in conjunction with the National Park System and local organizations. Pretty formidable moat around all of these things, with the exception of the one that is downtown, which is surrounded by water. You don't want to fall in there. This was constructed to defend Canada's borders against a threat from the United States that never came. At that point, anyway. Those firing windows down there. If you're unfortunate enough to get into that moat, you'd be met pretty quickly by rifle fire coming out of those holes down there. And you'd probably find you didn't have anywhere to go. Not a good day, I guess, were that to happen. See here the entrance into the museum. Just a taste of what this place is about. If you can make it out, there is a cannon pointed straight at us. Mercifully, no longer works. It's interesting that Kingston should have 4 of these towers. They're actually of Corsican design. You can see the steam heating plant in the distance, the stack of it anyway, as referred to formerly, I guess, as the central heating plant. Provides steam heat to all of Queen's University campuses and all three of the major hospitals in Kingston, Ontario. We'll get a closer look at that in a moment. Some Canadian Cobra chickens doing what Canadian Cobra chickens do. When they're not pooping all over things. On our right here, we have one of the two pieces of sculpture in these two parks here. This one's known as Pollution. Erected in 1973 by a sculptor named Yvonne Kozik. Its message is relatively obvious in its intent, the idea being that we've got pipes spilling nastiness into the lake, which of course was something that happened in a much more obscene way around the time that this was built. Now incidentally, this has had plenty of repaint jobs over the years. So obviously you can see it's something that you can climb on, get right inside of, which makes it kind of fun for the kids. It doesn't smell quite as much like urine as it has on other trips I've made here. Interesting note, at one point, I think it was in the 80s, the sculpture was vandalized by students at Queen's University who painted both of these pipes to look like Pepsi and 7-Up cans, I believe. Anyway, if I've got a picture of that I can locate online, I'll throw that in here for a reference. Over here, we have Kingston's helipad servicing Kingston General Hospital, which is right across the street behind these trees. Occupies a few square blocks in the area. And as I mentioned earlier, is serviced by the steam heat plant we see in the background. It's a pretty dramatic scene when a helicopter drops down on this thing because, as you can see, the general public can get really close. We're just able to walk right around it. So when they do fall out of the sky, it's quite a dramatic moment. But obviously not without a certain amount of drama and tragedy, because if someone's being heliported to this hospital, it means that someone's in urgent need of care and probably not having their best day. As mentioned, the central heating plant. Not really all that pretty from here, but you wouldn't be able to tell from this side because of its expansion. But it was built in 1923 and has been doing good work ever since. This shoreline has been improved and rebuilt over the years to counter erosion from the lake. Lake Ontario, in case you're not aware, is the smallest of the 5 Great Lakes, but is vast nonetheless. It's like having an inland sea at your doorstep living here. We're quite lucky. We happen to be here on a Monday afternoon, roughly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So not really as busy as it often is here. Another hour or two, people start to get off work. They'll make a habit of coming by for a swim perhaps, maybe just a stroll. It's quite a gem to have this available to anyone within walking distance of downtown Kingston. Now, there is a waterside trail that's just a few feet to our left over here, but I thought I'd give myself a little break and catch some of the shade along here. This beautiful new boulevard that has been repaved. So what we're coming up on here behind this tree is another sculpture. This one entitled Time, built again just like Pollution in 1973. These were all in aid of commemorating Kingston's 300th anniversary. Now, I don't think that Kingston actually got an official name and incorporation until sometime in the 1700s, but there was lots of activity in the French and the English in the area, and particularly in this spot, from about 1673 on. So I guess it makes enough sense. Now, interesting note here, I'm just trying to get the right angle. There has been rather, a persistent rumor that this sculpture, over time, has been designed to have these two pieces eventually meet and touch. Now, upon further investigation, that turns out to be apocryphal, but it's kind of a fun idea. Almost makes you wish it could happen. Again, the nice thing about these large art installations here in these parks, as you can see the other just down the end there, is that you can get amongst them. They're not just to be viewed. You can climb around on them, underneath, all that kind of thing. Off in the distance there, you can see our final destination. We'll chat about that when we arrive. So about the point where we were looking at the helipad and the power plant, we transitioned from McBurney Park to Edgewater Park, which is where we've been strolling for the last few moments. Latest addition and probably the most popular part of Edgewater Park would be what we're just approaching now, which is the Gord Downie Memorial Pier. Those of you that don't know, Gord Downie was the lead singer of the Tragically Hip until he tragically passed away a few years ago. He was a freshwater advocate and, as I understand, grew up somewhere nearby in these houses across the street where his family had a view of this pier, which was not really as pretty until a few years ago. But since the artificial beach has been installed and the swimming area off the pier, which we'll get to in just a moment, this has become a mecca for Queen students and anybody in the city that likes the sun and knows how to swim. This is a particularly empty day. I would suspect in another week or two, when the students return from their summer vacation, this will be standing room only. It's quite a party down here. It is beautiful and a wonderful asset to Kingston. Once again, anybody that's visiting Kingston for the first time, you'll be able to access anything you've seen here within a 15-minute walk from downtown. It's likely where your hotel would be. And honestly, it's a nice little break from hustle and bustle of the old town, and really quite beautiful. Just crossing the bridge over to the pier proper. So we have shallow water access over here, small beach area, and then deep water diving area, which is something that's well used. Safety first, everyone.
I have to like dress myself. It's not like such a deal.
No, just put your legs like, think of like your body's like this.
Yeah. Like you can do so. Because like when you take a growth hormone, your body's kind of like your estrogen comes out, your testosterone, your cortisol. And the doctor's like, you're doing such a great job, like keep it up with him. And she says that shit to me. I was like, I was so mad.
Just from the get-go, no foreplay.
And then like they got stepped in, like, well, we could practice this one, and then
Well, you know, I think we may call it there, guys. Thanks for joining me. There's our walk from Richardson Beach to Gord Edgar Downie Pier in downtown Kingston, Ontario. If you enjoyed what you see here, let me know in the comments. Think about subscribing, like the video, and maybe we'll see you again. Thanks a lot. Bye.